watching Sunday Sound Off with Frank Boal.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for staying up late with us, and welcome to Sunday Sound Off, where you get a chance to be part of the conversation on everything sports. You can tweet us your questions and comments using the hashtag Sunday Sound Off. Let's introduce tonight's panel, guys. Number one, thanks for staying up late. Soren Petro, Sports Radio 810. Quit laughing at me. Sports Radio 810 WHB, host of the program. Soren, how are you this evening?
Hey, I'm doing well. Hey, this is usually a late show, but it's a late show, which I'll get to a little bit later on here on Sunday Sound Off.
All right, and of course, a fine columnist from the Kansas City Star, Vahe Gregorian. Vahe, how are you?
Frank, I'm fine. You can hear in my voice. I'm just hoping to stay up through the show, so keep me lively.
And the one and only Stephen St. John. He's on every morning at Border Patrol. You can see him on 38 The Spot as well. You're looking fine and all shined up tonight. There's Stephen, how are you?
Can I sleep in your office tonight, Frank?
Yes, you may. I have a cut. Yeah, I know you're being serious. All right, gentlemen, let's start off. Here are the hot topics of the evening coming up a little later. Who do you think will replace Gary Pinkel at Mizzou? Is Mizzou still considered a good job after everything that's happened the past week? And number three, with today's win over Denver, will the Chiefs make the playoffs? But first, question of the week. What is Gary Pinkel's legacy at Mizzou? Soren, this all happened very quickly. We will start with you.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you what, Gary Pinkel's kind of an enigma. I mean, there's never been a guy who I think goes from 0 to 100 more than Gary Pinkel. When he's rolling, I think Columbia, Missouri wants to build a statue for him. He's the winningest coach in the history of Missouri. And then when things aren't going well, when he's sometimes maybe putting his own foot in his mouth, everybody wants him out. I think the legacy, though, will be in time the winningest coach ever. Look, they've finished ranked 10 times in the school's history. He was the coach who did it 5 times. Now, keep that in mind. He's only been ranked 5 out of the 15 years he's been the head coach at Mizzou. So he's the best coach in Missouri history. He's a very good football coach. I think that'll be his legacy over time, but a little bit controversial at times as well. And I think that's what people will remember for at least the next couple of years.
Vahe, what do you think? Bronze statue, controversy? What are your thoughts?
Well, there'll be a statue. I really do. I think there'll be a statue one day to him. Let's remember, really, first and foremost, he's a transformative figure in Mizzou football history. 17 seasons before he came, they'd won a total of 63 games. They've won 118 in the 14-plus since then. And Soren's right. I mean, this has not been a program that's in the top 5 every year, but it's been a program that twice has had a chance to play in a game away from a national title game, 5 division championships. But Mizzou wants to be the program that can go to that next step. Still no conference title since 1969.
Stephen St. John, I know you love Mizzou. You can also be very critical of the University of Missouri. What are your thoughts on Gary Pinkel and what he has meant to the program?
Well, he'll be recognized as the greatest Mizzou coach in their history. And when you look at what he's done, going back to the quarterbacks he brought into the program, guys like Brad Smith and Chase Daniel and Blaine Gabbert, even James Franklin, the level of player he's brought in. Look how many players are in the NFL now. Every year you expect a Mizzou player to be in the first round. Before he got there, you'd be happy if there was a Mizzou player that was drafted in any round in the NFL. And also you think about the transition to the SEC. That doesn't happen without the success he had in the Big 12 in football. And when Missouri went to the SEC, nobody gave them a chance to win. And in 4 years, they won their division twice and went to 2 SEC championship games, 2 SEC Defensive Players of the Year, and they've been able to hold their own. And the last couple of years, they're 2-time defending SEC East champs. They did more than hold their own. So when it's all said and done, you will look at Gary Pinkel as the best Mizzou coach ever that took a program that was in shambles and turned them into a winner.
Yeah, and really in the SEC, you know, going to the SEC is also something to keep in mind, too. That was a good point. Up next, our hot topics. You're watching Sunday Sound.